I heard your guy Flav a couple calls ago talking about Jimmy Garoppolo, and I wanted to kind of just address one thing that I've put on the timeline this week. He talked about one of the reasons, really the only reason Jimmy Garoppolo not being on a team right now is because of the contract and because of the injury concern,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
About the contract. Earlier this week, a report that surfaced was that Jimmy Garoppolo has officially, in his camp, have officially been given the permission to seek trade, which we knew in March. What do you take away from that?
I don't know. You tell me.
Okay. Well, what I take away is for the last 4 months, in my opinion, Jimmy has essentially been a free agent in other teams' eyes. His
Mm,
contract currently, his $28 million contract, is invalid to me. The reason that he wasn't traded months ago is because the 49ers were trying to move, and Jimmy Garoppolo was trying to keep that $28 million salary because quarterbacks like Carson Wentz, quarterbacks like Matt Ryan were obviously being traded with their full salaries. And why would Jimmy want to keep that money when he's not going to make that anywhere else?
People keep saying he's going to request a release. I don't want to make 28 million this year. Please, can you just give me 5? I just want 5. I'm a
Exactly.
humble person. Yeah, right.
But now we're in July. Now we're at a point where only one team in the NFL has that amount of money, and no team is going to allow
Give it.
him to keep his salary while trading for him.
Correct.
So to me, he's a free agent because his contract is non-guaranteed. So it's essentially he's negotiating right now with other teams. What contract are they going to give him?
Uh-huh.
And instead of just
Because it
a
ain't
free agent
this.
signing, yeah,
It
instead of
ain't
a
this.
free agent signing, it's pretty much just a sign and trade in my eyes. So right now, it's still July. We've heard he's been cleared, and he's negotiating. He's essentially been negotiating for the last 4 months, but we haven't seen a trade.
So what do you think? Like, what is his position? I'll take a 1 year. I'll take a 1 year, $7 million deal.
I
Like,
think, yeah, I mean, I think he's got it. Like, I'm assuming he's probably looking for 15 million because that's what Baker Mayfield got overall,
got
right?
it.
Baker
Okay.
Mayfield took the 3 million pay cut. The one difference is Baker Mayfield was expected to make the 18 million regardless of where he
Right.
played. Jimmy
Right.
Garoppolo is not. So I think it's going to go down and down until either one side barges, until a team says that's fine, or until a team doesn't, and then he then grants his
Let
release.
me ask you a question. Is it possible that the Niners could draw this out, cut him in the very, on final cuts and say, look, if you can find a starting job, go for it. But it seems like at this time, you're a backup.
Yeah.
And we will pay you 1 million more, 2 million more than any other. We'll beat whatever offer. We want you to be our backup quarterback, but you're not making $28 million this year. So go ahead, find the best offer you can, and we'll beat it. Do you think that'll happen?
I think our guy Vish brought up something this past week, and I think it's actually brilliant. The 49ers are going to look like geniuses no matter how this plays out. It's either they're going to trade Jimmy Garoppolo, and Garoppolo, he also is going to pick the next team he goes to because he
Mhm.
can choose to refuse to renegotiate his contract with the team, meaning the team he chooses to negotiate his contract with is the team he wants to play for. So it's the narrative is going to be one of two. The
Yeah.
49ers are going to send Garoppolo to a team of his choice, or probably come August 15th, Jimmy Garoppolo is going to request his release, and the 49ers are going to grant it, meaning the 49ers are going to give a 5 year franchise icon the chance to play elsewhere and the chance to go elsewhere, meaning it's a great PR move, which is what our guy John Lynch loves to do.
I feel you, and that's a very compelling thing. And they did it with Bowman.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to get inside John's head, and I know he likes a good PR move, but at the same time, he loves a third round comp pick. And it's not just him, it's Parag, it's the whole organization. They look at it as like free money. It's like a straight up handout from the government, and they just can't turn it down. And I'm curious to see if they can walk away from it, because if they can just, because Jimmy's a nice guy. I know he'll request it, but really, really do it publicly and really make a big deal. I can see the Niners being like, look, man, we gave you a lot of money. We're going to give you $27 million this year. We can be a $27 million backup, but you're not going anywhere. You're not going to. And if you're mad about it, you should have told us you were having a freaking surgery. Like, what was that? Because they said, like, we had no idea. We had no
Yeah.
clue that he was going to do this. So I could see the Niners being a little petty. Like, don't ask us to do the right thing when you didn't. You know what I'm saying?
I
I'm just
know
saying.
the one thing that I'll say against that is I think that that could have been a possibility up until they made this trade request official. I think the second they made it official, they kind of realized, well, it's not that they kind of realized, but it was like the move for me at least that signified they're 100% moving on. Because you can't make that trade request, or you can't officially allow them to seek to other teams and then have him come back for 22 when it's
hold on.
clear you didn't want
You
him.
said he wants to keep that 27, 28 million. What if the Niners are like, look, we'll pay you it. We will pay you $28 million to be our backup this year. Do you really want to get cut so you can make $7 million being freaking Marcus Mariota's backup? Is that what you want to do? Come on.
I mean, if the 49ers say they're going to pay $28 million,
we'll pay you $28 million. Jed said he'll do it. We don't care. It's Jed's money. Jed said he'll do it. That's what I'm like. Jed almost said Jed almost already said he would do that, right? He said he would.
Yeah, he said he said some wordage, but yeah. I mean, the one thing that does go in favor of that, everything the 49ers have done this offseason, all their cap maneuvering, they can't afford it. If we're being totally honest,
they said so.
Right now, I know you have your reservations about Jake Brendel. Me personally, I'm a little more on the optimistic side for Jake Brendel. I think he's a good fit just because he's played his entire 49er career with Trey Lance. That's been the connection there. He's got the athleticism, which is the most important thing for an offensive lineman in this system. And also,
don't you have Francis Grasu PTSD though?
A little bit, but no. The point that I'm saying is Brendel, he's got the confidence of Chris Forster, our offensive line coach. That's the reason that Forster persisted to bring him in from Miami. He took a gap year, but he took off the COVID year, and still the 49ers went out of their way to sign a backup lineman who hadn't been in the league for 2 years to bring him in because they like his intelligence, they like his athleticism, and I think the connection with Trey Lance truly tops it over.
Hey, that's reassuring. That's reassuring. And the other thing that should reassure Niner fans is that the Rams had $50 million of dead cap money last year and won the Super Bowl. So if Trey Lance comes out and plays, is a top 10 quarterback, but plays like a top 10 quarterback, like Kaepernick did as soon as he hit the scene, they're in business. Rohan, great call.
Thank you. I'll see you in camp.